That's when you see it on a massive screen, it's sort of very stunning. In yours, I find interesting things about film and things that are happening in our world now. So it was a revelation. And it works. It was such a great director, and so I just marvel at the things he did in all the performances, especially the girls and the people in the bang, and of course John Cassell. I'm feeling very good about it. Very sad about it, I must say. It's a sad film in some ways. So I'm sorry, let's just say it's always a 50-year anniversary, you know. I mean, I did The Godfather, it was 50 years, and people celebrated it, and I did, I think The Godfather Part 2, which you got another, but I'm due on this
one. So we're going to, Alan's offered to use our time with all of your questions, but I thought you could at least start by setting the stage for us how you came to do this film. Because last time we had you for Serpico with Sidney Lumet, how did you come to work in there?
Working with him the first time, you know, in Morning Brighton had a lot to do with this film, and Serpico, and Scarface, and Sea of Love. You know, this producer was really great, and of course, Sidney was and the woman who played my mother is Judith Molina. If you've heard of her or not, I don't know. She's one of my inspirations. I mean, she started off Broadway. She was so great. I mean, she was such a great theater director and actress, and she was an inspiration for me. And seeing her again is, it's can be very moving seeing your old friends. But what did you imagine?
How this particular role came to you? Because I know, I think...
This is kind of a real story. I turned down Robbie and I remember I was going through a lot of things at the time because I was adjusting to this world. Did films, in the first films in my life, and I didn't want to do it, and I said, I'm not going to do it, I don't want to do this anymore. You know, hang around with guns and stuff, like robbing banks, they're not up for it, they feel enough of that. And I just didn't want to do anything, I just wanted to sail into the sunset. With my bottle of wine. Marty Bragg with us called me and said, Al, you know, because they had someone else that was going to do it. And I said, that was fine by me. And he said, are you sober? I said, yeah, I am right now. So he said, look, Al, please. I said, no, I'm not going to rob banks, Mr. B. I said, I just don't have it. And he said, do it for me. Read the script again, please. For you. I said, okay, I'll do it for you. But, you know, I didn't think anything. And then I opened the script, and I started reading this thing, and I thought, what? I said, I have to do this. It's a beautiful script. Pearson, he won the Oscar for it, Frank Pearson. And so I did it, and as always with Sidney, it's just a blast to work with him because he rehearses. You know, we don't have that much these days. I don't get a chance to rehearse films, you know, but he rehearsed it for 3 weeks, all of us. And the way he constructs the bank robbery and the way he tells you to go. And he always said in one of his books, he would say, "I am a director, so I direct." You know, you go here, you go there, and then you go there. And I just did what he said. We all did. And we just felt, well, and it's interesting because we just felt while we were doing it that we were actually in a bank robbery. And that's how, he knows geography and the cameras, and the use of his cameras. My God, it's amazing. I can watch him do that stuff. It's a pleasure to be with him. I loved him.
It's really amazing how he connects the interior space to what's outside, like in those sections, not set. Let's take our first question. Yes, I'll go over there. Yeah.
This might be blasphemous. This is my first time I watched this movie. Thank you so much. You said earlier, watching it now, the aspects of the film 50 years ago, there are a lot of elements that spoke to you now that could be understood and respected for present day. What elements of the movie, like now, like the glamorization of true crime, the transsexuality experience, what other aspects of the movie do you find resonate now, even more so than it did 50 years ago?
I feel that it's, to me anyway, and I'm a youngster, so I may be wrong. But I feel it's, a lot of it is today. I mean, we're used to it, we understand it more than we did back then, but still it seems to communicate and deal with the things we're dealing with. So that's what I felt when I was watching it. I do think, well, correct me if I'm wrong, I felt that it was a little less shocking than it was back 50 years ago to hear these things, to have all the stuff that was going on. Back then it was like unusual, and now, and that's part of the film too, and it's fun to see that we've come a long way, we really have, and then I went out and did cruising. I was into something.
Hello. What's your favorite role you've done and why?
Favorite role and why?
Wow. 10 o'clock. Are you guys ready for 1:45?
Yeah, we're good. We're here for you.
I could say, I just say, straight out, I just say, nothing touches Scarface.
Oh. Yeah.
That's a memory, and really the reason I feel that way is I remember passing movie house in Los Angeles, the Tiffany movie, it's not there anymore, but they played all the old films, and they played Scarface. And I saw it with my friends, and I went in because I heard about Howard Hawks' Scarface, and Paul Muni, who was at the time one of the greatest actors alive. And I went in there and saw it with a few friends, and I said, I got to do this film. That performance is inspiring me so much in the film, the Howard Hawks film. So I called Brent, and I said, I think we got a shot with Scarface. And Scarface? He said, yes, but Paul Muni film. He said, I've never seen it. I said, take a look. So probably that's why I feel responsible for it, It's become such a, I felt personally that I caught that one.
Woo!
Well, King Lear, yeah, that's Shakespeare. I'm in the process of editing a film of Lear, King Lear, which I played Lear in. and I'm still alive.
Let's see. Yeah, right there. Yeah.
Drew you to the role of Sonny in Dog Days Afternoon?
What drew you to the role of Sonny?
I thought you said Johnny Depp. What drew you to the role of Johnny Depp? I laugh because he just directed me in a film, a wonderful film I just did about Modigliani, the painter, no, so what was the question?
I guess he'd like you to dive a little deeper into what drew you to Sonny, like as a character.
Well, I do a thing. I remember we rehearsed it. We did so much over 3 weeks, and then when I got there, I didn't feel I did another kind of work, which is bringing a role like this into myself. There's a story that I went back. We had to do some reshoots, and I went back later, a few months later, to do, because the lines I said didn't come out and there was no sound, so I got to do it again. I could not do it. The character flew out of me, and I didn't have him anymore. So it was very difficult for me to talk like him or be like him, and because you sort of do your. I didn't research. I usually when I'm playing someone who is real out there, is alive and well and whatever, I usually talk to them like I spent a lot of time in Circo, and this, for some reason, I found this character, and it came to me. I don't know how these things come to you sometimes. I really don't. They do, and at that period of my life, you put all your life into it, and I started the movie, and I didn't think I was in a character, so I went home, and I drank a half a gallon of white wine, which I'm not fond of white wine, but it kept me up all night, and I found this character with the script myself. I just went into this reverie of things I've done before. I think I found a little of a Pablo Hummel character that I was doing at one point in my life on Broadway, and that was a piece of that, a piece of my life, a piece of this life I know. And eventually I came in, I was baffled, and everybody thought I was having a nervous breakdown. In the bank, my fellow actors, Sidney thought I was gone over. What are we going to do with him? And I stopped talking, and it just came. I was lucky.
Yes, right here.
You mentioned that you did a lot of rehearsal for this. I'm curious how much of this work was improvised and how much was.
Well, here's the thing that happened. There's two things that I think are interesting to hear about. One was the telephone call. Both the wife and the was sketched out, but it wasn't written the way we did it. And Sidney had us do 3 to, and they had a tape in those days, tape recording it. And we did about 4 or 5 improvisations, me and Sarandon, the guy who plays Leon. And we did these, one after another, we did these improvisations together, and we were able to because we were around each other for a long time. And so the relationship was there through the work, through rehearsing and stuff. But we just improvised it. He took Lumet 3 of the tapes, the improvisations we did, and he cut and pasted a scene that was in the movie, and it was amazing that he did it. That was a scene written on the phone. It was, but we did it through improvisation, and he was able to structure it and put the words that we were saying to each other into the script. We rehearsed it, and then did it. The other thing, I know it's gotten out a lot. I mean, a lot of people know it, but the Attica thing, and it's a beautiful thing about movies. One of them is things happen, as you can see. Things happen in that environment that you don't expect. And the more open a director like Lumet is, more of those things are going to happen. Because he leaves the frame open for it from time to time. And I was going out to talk to the crowd once again. We were shooting it, and I was on my way, got a handkerchief in the door, and to open it, and he just pulled me aside. His name was Bert Harris, and he was an AD, assistant director to Sidney Lumet, and he knew him so well, and he did most of his movies together. He just pulled me, he said, come here. And I said, what? He said, say Attica. I said, what? He said, just say Attica. Go ahead. And give me your hat. And I went out there, of course, sure enough, I started on the police, and pretty soon I just blurted it out. Remember Attica? Attica! And they went crazy, and the extras went nuts. I mean, everybody started flying all over the place because it had just happened, when they went to Rikers and killed those. A lot of people died. It was horrific, and it was in the news constantly. And that's, that got them going, and it became kind of, went down the ages now, 50 years, we're still running around saying that. But that's how it happens. So that's what my point is really things happen, and it's good to leave things open for it to happen. Especially in this kind of thing, which is, realistic. But, I mean, I just did this Lear thing, and working with Peter Dinklage and Jessica Chastain, anything happens. I mean, they do anything. And a lot of those kind of things happen on Lear. They just, they just started doing things they felt throughout, we had no rehearsal. No rehearsal. It's an adaptation of Lear, so me and Bernard Rose, who's a great director on the film, and we just started writing the adaptation, and we're still doing it even after the film is not. But it was fun to do it. It took us a year and a half, and then now we finished actually shooting it. So now we're playing around with the editing stuff, which should take another 4 or 5 years. I think Bernard's in the audience. I could hear his drum. Or maybe Barry the video, who's been with me before, he's saying, he needs it. I don't need that.
Al, back to what you were saying about Chris Sarandon earlier, it's really, like, what you were saying is so remarkable, this entire fleshed out relationship you get between you two without being on screen. Was it true that there were any scenes where you were together and, like,
No.
the script?
No, the only thing was that the script had said that he comes to the bank as dressed as Marilyn Monroe. I didn't see the logic in that. And we were supposed to kiss, which seemed awkward. It wasn't really happening, it didn't happen that way. What happened is they had that phone call. So, yes.
It's Jenny Lumet, Sidney's daughter.
Oh my God!
I miss my dad.
Me too.
Yeah, and there weren't that many people who knew the sound of his voice. So if I just come in.
Yeah, I am ad-libbing as an actor in this film. I heard him. I said, I know that voice. You wouldn't, I don't think. But he was an actor first, Sidney. He was a really good actor.
Can I come and just give you a hug? Because I want to feel my dad for a sec. Is that okay?
What was in that bottle? Oh my God! Oh my God, I love it. The last time I saw her,
That was 8.
anybody?
Yeah, we'll jump back in.
Oh, anybody else want a hungry? Yeah. I was once in the Showboys Theater. I was playing The Invention of High Jump, where I played a prince who wanted to be a frog because his girlfriend was a frog. Some magic person got him to be a prince, so it was a musical and stuff. So by the end of the play, we were having fun, and with this great guy, Borschfeld, for me, unbelievable. And he was so funny. But we were like partners, like a team, like Laurel and Hardy or something. And we were up there doing this stuff, and he was just amazing. So he gets me back to being a frog. I had a frog costume on, having a princess costume. So I say to finally I'm a frog, and I say to the audience, the little kids all over, they got their parents and stuff. And I said, well, look, guys, I'm missing my girlfriend, so I gotta get back home. You know, I wonder what she's thinking. But hey, look, come, we live down so when you get a chance, I mean, you know, come down and visit us. And so the audience said, I'm coming now. And all these kids started running. That's what I felt was gonna happen. It's no memory. It's all stuffed up there.
Let's take a question right here.
Hi, I was just curious, what role has been the most fun for you to play in your entire career?
Okay, we got the most favorite role, but what's the most fun role?
Fun role? I think Dick Tracy. One baby. One guy. Yes.
Mr. Pacino, you've made several great movies with Mr. Gonzalo.
Oh God, Johnny,
Could you
yes.
speak to you working with him, and do you have any favorite memories of him?
Is working with John Cazale and any favorite members, yes.
I haven't gotten this in the weekend, have I? Wow.
It's working.
Do you hear me? You think I hold it. Yeah, John and I worked for Standard Oil. I was 19, he was a little older, and we were messengers. We used to say, they give us message things to do. You go to this building, and we would do it. That's how I met him. And I liked him for the first time I met him. I knew he was an actor, he told me. And he was very smart. He read the Times, and he knew a lot about politics, which was, I mean, I didn't know anything, but it was great. He'd hold court in there was a room where these kind of people, me and others, messengers, were all together, and he would always hold court and have these debates about politics. So I never saw him again afterward. I liked him so much. And then I did a thing called The Indian Wants the Bronx. It was the real thing I did on it wasn't Broadway, it was off Broadway. And we were doing it in Provincetown. You know what Provincetown is in New York? It's by the ocean, it's a beautiful place. And we were there, And I went into the house the actors were staying in. We all lived in this house. I was in the attic. And there he was, Johnny, with his girlfriend, Ann Wedgeworth, in their room. And he came out. He said, this guy's playing the Indian, they said. I said, John! You know, that's the business. I hadn't seen him in about 3 or 4 years. And we did the Indian Watch the Bronx. And then we did a few things together, the films, and we did plays together. I mean, he was a wonder to work with, because I would come in and start the scene, you know, right away. I'm starting the scene, and I thought, oh no, I'm starting the scene with John, and John's sitting there, and he says, "What are you talking about?" I said, "I'll tell you what." They start saying things, you know, and then I'm saying things, and then he says, "Al, will you shut up?" Who the fuck are you anyway? And I'm saying this, I said, "Well, I'm doing that. What do you mean? You're saying what?" And he starts talking like this. And we're rehearsing, and all of a sudden we're talking, and pretty soon we're arguing and we're getting into things, and I'm talking, and all of a sudden something leads us into the play. We get into the play, and the words of the play are coming out. It took about 10 minutes. How we would get there. We warmed up without knowing it, and it got us into that receptive place where we were hearing and seeing. I feel like I'm giving an acting class. But you're not going to hear that again. But he was an inspiration, Johnny was to me. You know, we all know how great an actor he was. Impossible, loving person. So,
We got time for just like one or two more. Let's take that corner there.
Pacino, your performance in Leaders of America is magnificent. And I don't know if you happen to have seen the film that came out last year called The Apprentice.
oh yeah, I loved it.
Well, I
Yeah.
just wanted to know about a Jeremy Strong's performance, even though it's a different interpretation.
Jeremy Strong's performance, beyond outstanding. It was like a piece of classic, it's forever. It'll remain forever, that performance.
Can I just
Beautiful.
Oh, sorry. No, I was just going to ask how you approached playing that iconic role in Tony Kushner's play. I'm saying how you approached
Yeah. One of the producers of Apprentice is sitting in the first row. What was that again? I'm getting laughs on that. Keep it up.
He's asking what your preparation for that same role was.
Oh, well, first of all, my first preparation was the greatest. Tony Kushner wrote it. He wrote an unstoppable role. It's actor proof, as they say. You just come in and do it. And any actor could play that part. And it was a great role that was actually, I wish you'd see it. I wish you'd see that Angels in America. Meryl Streep's in it, a lot of actors in it, and it's a great play. He's a great playwright. So, not many people saw it. It's how many? It's a long. It's had 6 episodes. I don't remember, but it's worthy of a watch. Really, it is. Is it around much? People don't talk about it. Tepid, but good.
Okay, who has a good last question here? Yeah, let's go right there.
What was the most challenging role for you?
That's a good question.
I guess it's lectures. That's sort of challenging. All right, another question.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that. I don't know what the most challenging is. Pretty much half of them, half of the parts I've put out, really challenging me. You know, look at what I talked about Dog Days, what I had to do to get to it.
let's do one more. Yeah, sure.
So you've obviously had multiple co-stars. I might not get a firm answer on this, but from Johnny Depp, John Leguizamo, Keanu Reeves, who do you think has been your favorite co-star to work with?
Favorite co-star to work with?
You know not what you do. I can't say. They're probably, who John was. John. He was my partner. We were partners. We did a lot of plays together too. I'll take one more.
Through all of it. Yeah, let's go right here.
Yeah, what was the best decade for cocaine?
He doesn't do cocaine.
I never did. I know it's like people think I did I do the Dunkin' Donuts commercial. I did it in the Adam Sandler's film.
Yeah!
Residuals for it. Right? They play them all the time. People's favorite film of mine. What is the other question?
I think we should take another.
No, there was two parts to that question.
Was there? No, we're going off the rails. I've got a question about the film we saw. The pants went down. Right there, right?
I was wondering what kind of a communicator was Sidney Lumet? Are there any pieces of direction from either this or Serpico that really stuck with you?
What kind of communicator was Sidney Lumet? And did anything from Serpico kind of carry over?
Well, I've been with directors that try to communicate. And that's cool, like they get to it. You really, it's not about communication. You're just around each other, you talk to each other, you get in there and try to figure out how a scene goes. And he was a master at it. And I also think that you learn by the way you can feel a director's vision starts to come through. They have an idea of what this film is. But Sidney did say to me once, on Dog Day, he came up to me and he said, Al, this film is out of our hands. He really said that, especially when it went on, because it was sold. But how about the street stuff he does, how he made that whole thing? That's the stuff. So, am I done?